Okay, just waiting. Make sure the audio is set up. Definitely sounds like the audio is working, so that's good. Well, hello. Welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. Mats will be joining us shortly, but when we left off, we were in the middle of a... We had just gotten our tea reading from Sybil, and Sybil was being ominous and... Hi, Mats.
Hello, Mantis. I kid you not, I lost my coffee cup for like 5 minutes.
How'd you lose your coffee cup?
I don't know, I left the bathroom after washing my hands and I was just like, where the fuck did I put my coffee? I was just wandering around downstairs looking for my coffee.
Here we are. Last left off, we had just had our tea reading with Sybil.
Yes.
Tried to, tried to tell, Sybil, whole, like, got you, I didn't drink any of that tea, and, she reversed us.
She did reverse us. You want to come in? Come in. You want to sneak in. You don't want me to be looking at you, huh? I wasn't doing nothing.
I'm amused that there's go to the clinic and go to your doctor's appointment.
You do have a doctor's appointment, don't you?
Yeah. So, like, on my, like, personal playthrough, I had gone checking on Kanika.
Yes.
And we were like, we're going to go out to go look for Stella together. Yeah. And then Sybil got really pissed off at us.
Yes.
Sent Kanika back to, like, her room, and I was forcefully compelled to go to the clinic then.
Yes.
I'm thinking I'm gonna talk to Miles, then I'm probably going to head to the clinic.
Okay.
This time.
That's up to you.
Is your mom a witch? Ghosts are real, just thought you should know.
Can you ask about Kanika's cold?
Yeah. So, Kanika has a cold, huh?
That's what she says. She's just trying to get out of work again. Like, I didn't have anything better to do all week while she sits in her room watching anime.
Interesting. Miles is the one saying that Kanika is saying she has a cold, despite the fact that Kanika's the only one that isn't saying she has a cold.
I'm like 1,000% sure she does not have a cold.
Yeah. Says the guy in Goku pants. Probably good for her to have a week off. Why don't you two get along?
What do you want to say?
Why don't you two get along?
Ask her. She's the one who's always bossing me around. Yeah. Just because she's older, she thinks she's my mom or something. I have a mom. We share her.
I'm old now, thanks for noticing. Is your mom a witch, by chance?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I I would, actually.
It's totally obvious that she's a witch. Like, you even need me to say it.
Just wanted, someone else to confirm that for me, personally. Ghosts are real. Just thought you should know.
Yeah, I know. I've seen tons of videos of ghosts doing stuff on the internet. I'm not 12. I know ghosts are real. I've seen the TikToks. Shut up.
I'm old now, thanks for noticing.
Didn't you always look like that?
Sort of fall on the ground.
Yeah. Anime fall over.
See any weird rocks around town?
Yeah. You. He smirks, clearly. This is a very sick burn, and you should feel bested by his wit.
I am a rock, I guess.
I guess so.
Okay. Shall we head off?
Yeah.
To our doctor's appointment?
To your doctor's appointment.
About time you took Dr. Kelly up on her offer of an exam.
You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of jagged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. There's a rock in there.
There's a rock in there.
It's like a magnet that has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits its compulsive frequency.
Okay, there's like a staggering amount of ditchlings.
Oh yeah, there is.
There's one in the drainage ditch. There's a bunch by Reese's window.
Oh, I hate that. There's one there, yeah.
There's either one there or that's Wayne. Could go either way.
Be Wayne,
hard to tell.
Yeah.
There's one. There's us.
There's us. We were actually on screen for once. It's time for your checkup.
Pay no mind to all the ditchlings. The copious amount of ditchlings.
I feel so ridiculous that this is the first time I've noticed all the ditchlings.
Oh. Hang on a second. I wanted to ask a woodland creature how to get into the house, but I definitely want to do street smart.
Yeah.
This is an explorer, so it should stay.
It's an explorer, should be fine. You glance quickly around, eyes trained on the underbrush. A flash of a striped tail grabs your eye immediately.
Fellow raccoon.
Raccoon to raccoon contact. Can I help you, Buster?
This is a frame I have never seen before, so...
Yes!
Hey there, if you were trying to break into that house at the top of the hill, how would you do it? Are you gonna tell me to go through the second floor window?
What? Just because I've got little hands and I go through people's trash, I'm supposed to know how to break into places? There's a hill that'll take you right to the top, to that big flat roof thing. Sometimes the humans leave the windows open up there and I go inside. Don't tell them, okay? I like to sleep on their big piles of cloth. It's one of the few my few joys in life, so don't fuck it up for me.
He leaves you as you turn back to look at the clinic.
A dull throb sets into your knees. There's no way you're doing that.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if you can't do that if you have aged.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how I got in.
Mm-hmm.
I went in through the second floor window, if I recall correctly. You have your way in. Just go in through the clinic door like a normal person.
I'm so curious what would happen if you knock on Reese's basement windows. I'm gonna have to do that one game playthrough.
Yeah, I guess I didn't
never
get
done
that,
that.
option either because I was compelled. I mean, I'd assume that if you knock on Reese's basement windows, Reese will probably answer.
Yes, probably.
Actually, no, I don't think Reese would answer because Reese, I think, is somewhere else. He's not in the basement.
Oh, right, he's in the morgue.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Someone joins in. Reese is in the morgue. Person. Don't worry about it, it's fine.
It's a doctor's office, not Fort Knox. Why'd the clinic door even be locked?
You carefully make your way up the old wooden stairs of the clinic's wraparound porch, avoiding any suspiciously creaking steps.
Push the door open slowly, just enough for you to slip in, but not enough to risk any sound from the door's ancient hinges.
Ignore the sound we just heard. Oh, hi. You can see the doc at the desk in some room down the hall. She hasn't noticed you. You shut the door silently, watching her closely. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, a nagging pull, whatever it was wanted you to find it. You feel caught up by its gravity and overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter.
Interesting. So that actually just lets us break in no doctor's appointment.
I guess so. I guess you would have to,
Hi, Reese.
Hi, Reese. I guess you would have to choose to go to your doctor's appointment. Which is sad because you missed it then.
I mean, I could reload because I wanted to see the doctor's appointment.
If you want to see the doctor's appointment, you should reload.
That's so interesting, though.
Yes.
Hang on.
You gotta do the raccoon thing. That has to be canon.
Yeah, the raccoon's canon, of course.
Okay, there we go.
You already have an appointment. You might as well just walk into the clinic and see Dr. Kelly. You can figure out the rest of your investigation later.
We open the door, that creaks loudly on its hinges, because you're not trying to sneak. The interior feels surprisingly modern compared to its exterior, though you can still glimpse the ornate bones of the building peeking through the decorative molding and overly complicated banister lining in the stairway.
You can feel that odd sensation again. The nagging pull of go sneak off into the morgue.
Yes. Before it can drag you too far into the clinic, Dr. Kelly puts aside her paperwork and makes her way down the hall. Her expression is still as exaggerated as ever, despite the fact that she's the one who asked you to take time out of your day to come here.
I was kind of hoping for street smart sneaking in that you'd have the option to sneak off or jump scare Dr. Kelly.
That would have been fun.
I think that would just be so funny. Just walk up to, hi, Dr. Kelly.
Yes.
Jesus, where did you come from?
I guess, like, the reason is, like, as soon as you come in, you feel, like, the compulsion, so
Yeah.
it's probably that it overrides, like, your ability to go do that.
Makes sense.
You made it. Good. The exam room is just this way. You don't need a doctor's appointment. You need to figure out whatever's been calling you here.
Wait, I felt something pulling at me. I should go find it. Can you give me a tour first? Try to push past her.
What do you want to do?
Wait, I felt something pulling at me. I should go find it.
The only thing pulling at anyone here is the mystery of what happened to your body that made you look like you aged overnight. The exam room is just to your right.
But the creepy rock.
To your right. The doctor directs you down a hallway. You follow her to the clinic's exam room. I'm just going to start with some general diagnostics. But I'd also like to do some blood work today, if you're amenable to do that.
I love that she, somewhere between then and now, put on the doctor's coat.
Yes.
Presumably just to seem more professional.
Probably. She presses the cold metal of her stethoscope to your chest.
Also, this is another room I never got to see. It is an incredibly normal exam room.
It is a very normal exam room.
I haven't heard from Stella yet. Why are you suddenly being so nice to me? Telling you to talk old because of magic. Don't like being poked with pride, but I have to pay for this. Give it to me straight talk. How much longer do I have left? You haven't heard from Stella yet, right?
Dr. Kelly briefly removes the stethoscope from your chest. She's still missing? I haven't seen her. I'll make sure to check with Reese. I know he hears from her pretty frequently. But let's finish up this first.
Places the stethoscope back on your chest. How annoying should we be to Dr. Kelly?
Very. I'm just kidding. However you want.
Why are you suddenly being so nice to me?
It's easier to be nice to people when I'm not worried about them making my son ill. And you're just here for a checkup.
I'm also here to investigate the spooky rock that you may or may not have in your clinic. But I'm old because of magic.
Don't talk, I'm trying to listen to your heart, and I've been trying to listen to your heart for the last, 5 minutes, so please shut up.
I'm a very chatty person.
Even if that's the case, it's better for you to know the extent of the damage.
I feel like we just sort of paused for a second, like, wait, she actually believes me on the magic front?
Yes. If it had such a dramatic effect on your exterior, I can only imagine what it's done to your organs. Speaking of, have you always had a heart murmur? No doctor has ever said you had a heart murmur.
That's concern.
Before you can answer, she attaches a blood pressure cuff to your arm, inflating it with a few quick pumps of the bulb. The ends of your fingers tingle numb as the cuff constricts.
I don't see doctors often. I have a heart murmur, is that bad? That's probably no biggie, right? I'm going to die. Is that bad?
So it is new. I suppose you could have developed it at any point since your last checkup, but it is something that sometimes happens with age. Though developing one overnight, along with a few new wrinkles and gray hair, is not something that happens.
I'm telling you, ghosts. Pressure on your arm finally releases. Blood rushes back to your fingertips.
Your blood pressure is definitely higher than I would expect for someone your age. It's not what I would call a safe range, but it can be managed.
Oh no, that's just my danger-prone life.
Yes.
My blood pressure is unnaturally high, but nowhere near as high as Tabby's.
Yes?
Oh, trust me, as Tabitha's blood pressure skyrocketed.
Yes.
I came to town.
Oh gosh, I can only imagine. Let me know if you feel any pain. The doctor leans over you, using her forefingers to prod your abdomen. She steadies you with a gentle hand on your shoulder.
I'm interested in your thoughts on folks around town. Do you have something against me? When I first showed up, you were kind of scary, and you still are. I'd like to know more about the clinic. So if you noticed any ditchlings yet, how are my abs looking? This exam is depressing. You must not have stuff to do with my day. I really appreciate you looking out for me, Doc. Have you noticed any ditchlings yet?
There's so many around your house. Maybe I've seen some weird things outside the windows.
There's a lot of them outside now.
I don't know what they are. I won't jump to any conclusions, but there's definitely some weird stuff going on around town that defies logic. You're proof enough of that.
Now I kind of wish that, like, I had like, an exam with Kelly with, like, book smart or, like, keen eye.
Oh, that would be cool.
'Cause that could be interesting, because you can actually then potentially talk, like, shop.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be.
I'd like to know more about the clinic. Because I did not get to read anything about the clinic this playthrough. I bothered Tabitha instead.
Well, it was an old hospital during the Civil War. Then one of those clean air clinics. Then around the time of the collapse, it was converted back to a hospital. But it lost most of its funding as people left town, so now it's just a doctor's office. With an astronomical heating bill, all the massive windows and glass doors make this an ice box during the winter.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
Sounds like it would be Ghost City. Ever see any? After the Shaw mine collapsed. If there would be a big stone carving in somewhere in the clinic, where would that be? Have you ever seen any ghosts?
No. And neither has Reese, so don't try to weasel your way into seeing him again under the guise of asking if there's been any dead soldiers or miners or whatever.
What happened here after the Shaw mine collapsed?
I suppose the only thing I know is that the average resident of the Holler might not be the... That the average resident of the Holler might not... is...
The only thing I know that the average resident of the Holler might not...
Oh.
There's a pair of commas missing.
Oh, thank you. Was the reason this was converted into a proper hospital. The wounded were brought here. There were beds and medical supplies, and that pushed out the last dregs of the clean air kooks. Nobody thought the air around here was that clean after a coal mine collapse filled it with ash. The theory was already on its way out at that point.
And if you knew of a big stone carving hidden somewhere on the premises, where would you imagine it to be? You know, for no reason.
More of that carving nonsense, huh? Okay, I don't know what your angle could be with this one. I've never seen any big stone carvings around here, and of course I wouldn't know where someone would hide something like that. And I don't have time to show you around for some little investigation. I'm not a tour guide. After this I need to re-sterilize the room, and then I've got paperwork to do for the rest of the day.
She's telling the truth. If there is a carving in the clinic, she legitimately doesn't know about it. Can I convince you to give me, your thoughts on folks around town? Probably not.
We don't really need to do this. We don't really need to do small talk. It is small talk anyway.
Do you know Sybil?
Small talk it is then.
Small talk it is then, Dr. Kelly.
I know her as well as anyone else. She's yet another resident of Scarlet Hollow who should really come to see me more often, but she has her own ideas about health. She seems to drink a gallon of tea a day. She seems to think drinking a gallon of tea a day will grant her immortality.
Well, you know, it might.
She hasn't died yet. I'm sure I'll be seeing her more. I'm sure I'll be seeing more of her when she realizes that's not the case.
As a doctor, I imagine having some hill witch just down the road peddling natural cures for their ills wouldn't have you thrilled.
We've had our fair share of disagreements. Seems like she always wins in the end. She puts on that sweet and innocent old lady act, but... No, I don't want to talk about Sybil. Don't ask me about her again.
What do you know about Sybil, Kelly? Did you know my mom?
I did. We were friends growing up. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
She was sarcastic, but nice. I like that about her. Hell of a lot more pleasant to be around than her sister.
I mean, I think just about everyone's more pleasant to be around than Pearlan.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the unpleasant one of the family...
Vivian and I used to joke that she was the evil twin. I love that expression she's making.
That's
she looks,
a great expression.
She looks relatable for a brief moment, like she's actually like letting herself gossip a bit.
Yeah.
Though I'm not sure you can call it a joke if it's just true. Sorry, I really shouldn't speak ill of the dead.
No, speak ill of her. She sucked. Do you know any history about my family? You know, do we have a history of heart murmurs or dying inexplicably young?
Oh, that latter thing, definitely. Of course I do. Folks around here learn all the important myths about your family. The whole bootstraps thing with Silas, the founding of the town by the mighty Andrew J. Scarlet, and of course the big collapse of the evil Charles Shaw who gets all the blame. Your family is a big deal in this town. Of course I know about them. Only as much as everyone else, though. I'm not really into local history. That kind of implies you don't really believe, like, the local mythology, though. You're more of a skeptic, like, you know.
I mean, if there's anyone that's a skeptic in this town, it's Dr. Kelly.
Yes, for sure.
I suppose also, you know, if she did know, like, Vivian and Pearlan, she probably was like, oh, yeah, no, I've met the family in person, you know?
Yeah.
Do you have something against me? When I first showed up, you were kind of scary. You still are.
Doctor sighs, and you feel like the jabs to your torso get a little softer. Yeah, people tell me that. I'm how do you say that?
Brusque.
I'm a brusque person. This is part of who I am. I don't mean to come off as rude. Plus, Stella and Kanika showing up with you in tow put me on edge. I was planning on two dinner guests who I've known since they were little kids. In my defense, I'm just being protective. Reese's health is at a difficult point, and it's probably will be for the rest of his life. It means I have to be more strict than I'd like. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry I let that impact the way I've spoken to you. I'll try to be more thoughtful.
It's actually, you know, nice to see Dr. Kelly in a more humanized position.
Yeah, you definitely get a more human look at Dr. Kelly if you go to the doctor's appointment.
Yeah. Really appreciate you looking out for me, Doc.
No problem. I'm just doing my job. I'd feel negligent if if I saw someone go through what you've gone through and didn't step in, even if there's not much I can do to help. I'd like to check out your lungs. Can you breathe into this for me? Make sure to keep a tight seal on it.
Place the mouthpiece against your lips.
Now blow out hard and keep going until you're out of air, okay?
You do your best. You can tell it's a pitiful attempt.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'd expect of everything else.
Yeah, that's what I expect.
Again, I don't have data from before, but judging by your age and what I'm able to tell from a quick once-over, it's looking like you're equivalent of 15, 20 years older. And not a good 15 or 20 years. But let's see what your blood work has to say about that. She goes to a drawer and retrieves a needle.
Oh, hey, no deals. Are you gonna feed my blood to your vampire son? You're gonna wind up some research guinea pig now? You're gonna write papers about me? Do I know you're not gonna poison me? Okay, Doc, stick me with it. Quietly accept your fate. I kind of want to say, are you gonna write papers about me?
I'm not that sort of doctor. I'm too busy for research. I just treat people and take care of my son and have no interest in hyping you up as some kind of unfortunate marvel of medicine.
Oh, good, because if so, I might have to disclose that I can talk to animals, because that might impact some results.
You can what? But we should figure out what kind of damage you're dealing with before it gets any worse.
I kind of wanted you to write papers about me.
I'm sure someone out there would be delighted to do a case study on you, but that someone is not me. But if you find them, I'm sure they'll appreciate the data we're about to collect. She proceeds to stick you with a needle. It stings, as needles often do.
I like the screen flashed.
Just took a little damage from that. It doesn't last long. The needle slides back out quickly. She puts a cotton ball in the tiny hole in your skin and pasting a band-aid over top to seal in your vital juices.
Seal in your vital juices.
There, see? That's all we had to do. Nothing bad at all. Alright, that's all we can do for now. I'll make sure to notify you when I get the results, and I'll send them to your GP. You do have a regular doctor back home, right?
Oh, of course I do. Doctors aren't too expensive. I don't trust doctors. I have a doctor. And too paranoid to not have a doctor.
Too paranoid? Good. They're in for a shock when you get back home, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going to be in a shock.
Yes. You're free to go. You know how to find the door.
Of course. Slinks
door.
into the shadows.
Yes.
She starts busying herself with cleaning up her equipment. She'll be distracted at least for a few minutes.
Good. Your appointment is done. You're free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You've been caught in the pull of an object, the overwhelming curiosity guiding you around the corner towards the dark way under the stairs. It's been left ajar, inviting you to enter.
Turn on the lights. Hi, Reese.
And we're back.
Lights click on. You're in the morgue.
Mantis? He squints, seemingly unsure whether or not you're the same person he met yesterday. What are you doing in the morgue?
Vampire.
Vampire!
You haven't seen Stella around, have you? Since last night. My god, you died, she Frankensteined you back to life. Am I interrupting, Si? Okay, I have to ask, are you human? What are you doing in the morgue? There are so many good options.
The worst thing about Scarlet Hollow is I want to choose all of the dialogue options.
Vampire.
I'm not. Please don't stake me. I'm just sometimes find it easier to sleep down here. Don't ask me why, it's just how it is.
These words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Hey, don't mind me, Reese. I'm just gonna start clawing at this drywall.
You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay?
You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder. For a moment, the thing, the other side of the white wall, loosens its pull on you.
You kind of looked possessed for a second there. You good?
Make him understand. Why wall? But walls stand in way.
Why wall? Wall in way?
On the inside, there's some kind of magic-esque going on, man, but it's telling me I need to get behind that wall. Need to get behind that wall. Stone carving on the other side of that wall, I need to see it. I feel like the first time I played, I went with white wall.
You want to go with something else?
I'm gonna go with something else. The creepy whispering is lovely, isn't it?
Isn't it lovely?
Some kind of magic-esque going on, man, but it's telling me I need to get behind that wall. Reese glances back at the wall.
You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the dock out of your hair. It should take 2 seconds.
Yes, please, axe now. Yes, I will destroy the wall. Get the dock out of our hair?
Yeah. If I say I'm sick or something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true anyway.
Did you learn that little trick? That's what you got to get what you need, no shame in that. How does that make her worry about you even more? Wow, manipulating her using your illness. Classy. How'd you learn that little trick?
When you're a teenager whose doctor mom won't leave you alone for 2 seconds, you learn how to make it happen.
Sounds great. Lead the way.
Sweet. Be right back.
If I lead the way, I mean I'll stay here.
Yes. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls.
You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother.
Hey, Mom. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I feel like shit. But I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I just picked some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice. And some ginger ale, too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back.
Don't go breaking down any walls, Reese.
Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall into the front door opening and closing. It worked! The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up. We don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious it's not in here, Reese.
You sure? Have we checked?
I'm just saying, Reese. If it's obvious, I don't think it's that obvious. It must be in the wall that we can't see, you know?
You know, the fourth wall. I don't see an axe here.
He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye, some sort of records with your family's name on them.
Oh. You can snag them.
if I recall, having, like, Booksmart lets you speed read all of the files.
That's great. Want to snag him?
I mean...
Snag him.
Stop pocketing that.
You scoop up the folder, tucking the documents in for later perusal. Reese watches you with curiosity. Stealing medical documents?
My family's gonna keep secrets from me. I'd rather learn what I can. Yeah, I have my family name on them. I'm allowed. Yeah. No.
Totally. Steal anything you need to. You got a mystery to solve, and I'm not gonna stand in your way.
Reese is just like, I'm here for crimes. We're here to do crimes.
You hooked me in at crimes. I'm not gonna be mad at you doing more crimes. Let's check on the medical supply room next. I can imagine a room full of chemicals being a place where one might keep an axe. Better be careful in stealing stuff there. That might actually get you in trouble.
Yeah.
You turn around and leave the office. It's time to move on. Come on, let's keep looking. There it is! It looks like it needs a key, though. We better not break the glass. I'd rather explain why I had to steal an axe after we've had a chance to use it. There must be a key in here somewhere. He stops as if listening to something you can't hear. Shit, she's back already. That was fast. As if on cue, you hear the front door to the clinic open and close, the creak of antique hinges echoing down the hallway, footsteps start down the hall. She's headed this way. Quick, we gotta hide. I'm not supposed to be in here. He opens the closet door and hurriedly motions you inside.
You slip past him, scrunching into the small space as best you can. He attempts to slide in after you. Do we let him in?
I think so. Up to you, though.
You make space. He slips in next to you, closing the door just enough that you can both still monitor the entrance to the supply room.
Dr. Kelly storms in a plastic bag in tow. She takes something out of the bag and places it on the counter. And then she hurries back out, bag rustling, as she makes her way back down the hallway. Oh, we better wait in a second, just in case.
I love the flirt with Reese. Two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. Which, you know, she might be able to hear me breathing.
Yes. But the footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking the floorboards, broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. His head swivels suddenly. That was the door to the house. We're in the clear. Let's go. The two of you spill out of the closet.
Reese, we're not going to talk about your, absurdly good hearing?
Yes.
No? Okay.
No, not at all.
Reese quickly and quietly starts pulling out drawers, scanning them for keys. I will just let Reese handle it. I feel like street smart would help here, but...
Yes.
You watch while he rifles through the drawers, content to let him figure it out.
Soon there's jingling of keys. He turns to you, victorious. There we go. And they're even color-coded. She made this too easy. Reese pauses to look at the plant on the table. It was weird of her to drop that off, right? Why would you put some alien-looking fruit on the supply table? She's not a pharmacist. She's not supposed to make her own medicine. This room is for storing stuff she orders from an actual pharmacist. I doubt it's decorative.
That's a good question, Reese. It's too bad I am not bookish and cannot do any sort of plant-based examination.
It's too bad that you can't. This is not something to steal and or sneak and or you cannot talk to.
I can't open a window and ask a squirrel. Maybe
That
I
would-
should open a window and ask a squirrel.
You should ask a squirrel.
We could steal it. We could eat it.
See what it does. What do you want?
Maybe there's some information on it somewhere in here.
Yeah, maybe. Before you get a chance to look, Reese jerks his head towards the door. Shit, that was the door from the house. We gotta run. Grab the axe and go.
You grab the axe and follow Reese's instructions. Once again, starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Man, Dr. Kelly just going in and out of this house.
She's got a lot of things to do, I guess. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right. We did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge. But there's no harm in having extra.
Got an axe.
What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I was just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you want to hear some weird sounds, or if you hear some weird sounds, it's just my music.
Reese, why does your music sound like somebody taking an axe to a wall? What kind of weird music do you listen to?
Reese listening to death metal, just there's like screamo music happening.
Oh, hi, Apothecary.
Hi, Apothecary.
Can't talk for too long, but hi, y'all. Hi. Glad to see you.
I'm sure I put in earplugs to drown out all the industrial clanging you listen to.
Legitimately listens to industrial clanging music. That's so funny.
Sorry. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner.
Hear the door close and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below.
Hey.
Wall now, yes, wall. Let's do this. May I make the first blow? You listen to music that sounds like a wall being broken down.
Of course I do. I'm sad all the time. Glad my taste in music is finally coming in handy. It's exactly the cover we need. Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of the wall. Wall!
It's very fun because like the explore options are at the bottom.
Yes.
And like it's just like, no, you get one question.
Yes.
You know? You get one
you get
question.
one question. And it's now time for wall.
Let's do this.
Have at it. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air as you strike the wall. The first cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There's some structure behind it, some wood frame holding its place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side.
I'm going to be astonished if we manage to still chop through a wall despite our advanced age.
Yes. You stagger back from the massive hole and admire your effort.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow, I actually cut through the wall without passing out.
Yes. The splintered edge frames a dark passage, seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff. Cold seeping from a forgotten place in the already frigid morgue.
Why do I remember, in my, original playthrough, Reese was actually the one that, started hacking at the wall?
It's entirely possible that it did happen that way in your playthrough, although I don't know what would trigger that. Oh wait, you had book smart and you figured out what the plant was. That's probably
identified the plant because I can speed read.
Yeah, that's probably why it was him hacking it. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies behind the wound in the wall.
The wound in the wall.
Wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back there.
I'd like to say this is such a good frame for Scarlet Hollow.
Yes.
If I had to give, like, you know, a set of, like, pictures that's like, here's you know, like the Steam, like, preview images. This would be one of them.
I can see that, for sure. It's good intrigue pace. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with a earthy mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt.
This can't be good for either of our lungs.
Probably not, no. And with the stink of a grave-like room that beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward, and you climb into the hole. This is wild. I had no idea this was here. An entire hospital wing, rotting away for decades behind a flimsy drywall.
Wasn't that flimsy?
It was pretty flimsy. You're just old now.
That's true. That's entirely possible.
His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Whoa, are you okay?
Nope. Not okay, Reese. You don't respond. And you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall's rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it.
Well, that's pleasant. They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again, Enoch. What am I gonna do?
We're gonna get some backstory is what we're gonna get. Nonsense, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research. I've found us an alternative. Someone who can fix everything in one fell swoop. We're talking about magic, Teddy.
Talking about magic, Teddy.
Taking you home today. By this time next week, everything will be resolved.
Everything goes black.
Yep. Everything's normal. That vision also is like the, you know, one of the ones that is like a lot more direct with what's going on.
It is, and yet I feel like we don't have as many clues with that one yet. To be fair, we've got more chapters left to go.
But like,
it's definitely more direct.
Yeah,
though.
What I'm saying though is like, the first carving is like cascaded images.
Yeah.
The second carving is like a scene.
Yes.
The third carving is also a scene.
Yeah.
I feel like it's getting more defined.
Yeah, it feels like
with
it's getting
each,
clearer.
like, carving.
Yeah.
Side note, I really want to know, do you think that at this point, like when we unearthed the carving, do you think Tabby just sort of passed out?
Oh no, what if that did happen?
Or, like, do you think that it is actually proximity-based?
I feel like it has to be proximity-based, but it would be really funny and really upsetting to think that
Really funny and really scary.
Fucking just collapsing at, like, the mines. Like, well, she's in, like, a trailer, but still.
She's luckily at a desk.
Yeah, she has a desk job, but still.
Like, she's unlikely to be, you know, on the road at the moment.
Exactly. But still, that's scary.
Vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself.
You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans on the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you'd slipped into a coma or something.
A valid concern, Reese.
You tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some sort of weird carving, and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Are you okay?
Wait, nothing spooky happened. The mountain didn't collapse on us, no ghosts. Oh, the Crux is here. Hi, Mantis Bot's horror game when?
This is a type of horror game.
Yeah.
We should do a horror game though. That would be fun.
Yes. We'd have to pick a horror game that, you know, would be fun for us to play. And possibly one that we haven't already played to death.
Yeah, we haven't played to death. Yes.
Because you lose a bit of the horror element when you've seen every jump scare a dozen times and, you know, start actively teasing the scary stuff.
Yes. I'll have to look. I know we've got some games in the library that I've been meaning to play but haven't, and I wonder if any of them are horror-based.
Okay, there is technically a horror game that we haven't finished that does fit the criteria, but it scares me. It scares me a lot. That was was it? What was it, like Sound of Silence?
The Sound of Silence.
Yeah. It's a real spooky game. Evil music box.
Evil music box game. Was that the one where, like, you can play a variety of characters?
Yeah, you have a bunch of characters.
They can die.
Yeah, and then they die.
You get a new character, and each character has, like, a very specific thing that they're good at and bad at. That was a pretty interesting game. I liked that. Like, the mechanic of that is a kind of a... It reminds me of the tabletop game Call of Cthulhu in that fashion.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if your investigator dies, you make a new one, but, like, every character's gonna have, like, a different, like, caveat. And
there's also only a certain number of characters per chapter, so you can run out.
Yes. Anyway, maybe that.
Yeah, maybe that. But I do want to say the main downside of that would be that one of us is going in completely, like, with no volume on anything.
Yeah.
Because whoever is playing would have to wear both earbuds, because it is directional sound. And the other one's just like, no, I'm just here to be unnerved by the...
Well, here's a question. Can you hook up to, like, hearing devices or no?
Maybe?
Because I
don't
have
know.
headphones.
That's true. Mantis in a dark room, lights off, playing Outlast.
I feel like I should know what Outlast is.
Outlast is a horror game. Takes place in a asylum, if I recall correctly.
A classic horror game location.
Yeah, it's kind of a famous like recent horror game. Not like super recent, but you know.
Go always look into that one.
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of options out there.
You didn't call an ambulance when I started seizing.
We are the ambulance. You're in the doctor's office.
I still have those documents I swiped right.
Yeah, you should still have them on you. Sure enough, you pull out a file containing medical documents about your family. Snoop.
Let's pull out Perlan's death certificate.
Cause of death, sleep apnea. Discovered by her daughter Tabitha. Chrysanthemum. Scarlet. No autopsy performed. I forget Tabby's middle name is Chrysanthemum.
Yeah.
Berlin, you hated your daughter. Jeez.
I'm kind of amused that, like, I think stealing the documents, you learned this, like, later than, obviously, here, and just sort of, like, oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I read them in the office that there's an extra note. It's like, Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum.
Yes, I remember that from your original playthrough, yeah. Edwardine Scarlet, born April 9th, 1913, died February 12th, 2003, aged 39.
89?
39? My bad. I don't know how I got that so wrong. Cause of death, heart failure, signed by her granddaughter, Pearl Ann Scarlet.
Pretty normal. Almost made it to 90, died of normal old person illness.
Enoch Scarlet, born September 9th, 1887, died August 20th, 1957, age 69. Nice. Cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached.
Organs sustained impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height.
Wonderful.
Did he possibly fall when the hill that the manor sits on collapsed?
Oh, maybe.
Other death certificates.
You quickly flip through a few other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet. Hey, we were just talking about Teddy. Born May 24th, 1890, died 1918, aged 28. Cause of death, crushed in a mine collapse. Body not recovered. Signed by his brother, Enoch Scarlet.
So this one was doctored then.
Yeah, this one is definitely doctored.
Teddy was the person in the vision.
Yeah.
And Enoch was like, we're taking you home.
Yeah. Joseph Scarlet, born April 1914, died June 7th, 1944. Louis Scarlet, born 1920, died June 6th, 1944. That's interesting. Oh, both killed at Normandy in line of duty. Must have been Edwardine's brothers.
Certificate of fetal death, infant boy Andrew Charles Scarlet, delivered April 3rd, 1945. Stillbirth, mother Edwardine Scarlet. Charles. Cause of death, complications during birth, no doctor present, home burial. There's no doctor present at the birth and home burial. Some information missing there.
Interesting. Alexandra Scarlet, born December 12th, 1947, died August 20th, 1957, aged 9, missing, presumed dead, signed by mother Edwardine Scarlet.
That's concerning.
Very concerning with these last two Scarlets.
Alexandra, the owner of the doll, so she went missing.
Mary Bell Scarlet, born September 3rd, 1946, died October 30th, 1963, aged 17. Cause of death, complications during childbirth, signed by her mother, Edwardine Scarlet.
So that would be our grandmother.
Yes, yeah.
Puts down, stolen packet of death certificates. So nothing spooky happened. Mountain didn't collapse on us, no ghosts.
No, nothing. You just fell down, twitched a little, and when you seemed stable, I carried you back here, and that was a few hours ago.
You have a delicate constitution. Thanks, man, I appreciate it. Ooh, that's great. Maybe these carvings aren't all that bad. Something spooky going on right now, we haven't realized it yet.
Maybe the town's on fire. Have we checked?
Have we considered that everyone else has been raptured except us?
Reese would probably be like, oh, and they missed my mom. Darn.
glad to have at least one mostly normal day this week.
Mostly normal. It would be mostly normal, really, if, like, nothing bad happens after this.
But you have a delicate constitution.
What? I wasn't super far or anything. Or it wasn't super far or anything. I just picked you up and carried you. I might be sick a lot, but that doesn't mean I'm made of paper. I can still do things normal people can do.
Like, heft an entire other grown person?
Yes. I'm sure I'll pay for it later, but I didn't want you to have to wake up in that musty hallway. Or the morgue.
These seizures can't be good for me. Very accurate statement, though. I had a vision.
Like a hallucination?
The crux is, you just know his jeans are skinny and the sweater too small. Brother is hitting the Jolene against the wall.
Yes.
Yes, though.
I have those sometimes too. I used to have them a lot when I was a teen. Always just weird little things, like my hands would look wrong, or my neck would seem too long, or the room would seem smaller.
That's a list of ominous things to be hallucinating about, Reese. You know? Especially given the fact that you aren't having them be imposed by magic rocks.
Yes.
You should probably get that checked out. I believe your mother's a doctor. Have you mentioned it to her? She seems on the level.
She seems on the level.
I think the carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family's dark secrets. I think these visions are things that actually happened. Whatever these visions are, they make me suspicious of my family. These carvings are clearly drilled in some big-ass pocket that keeps giving me seizures. I mean, you know, dark secrets and whatnot.
An old family like yours? I'd believe it. Hopefully that's all ancient history, though.
Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here?
No, I snuck you back into the house while she was busy with the medical storage room.
I do want to ask thee, why didn't you call an ambulance when I started seizing?
Yeah.
But I know the answer.
But you broke down a wall?
Yeah.
Stella said you did something similar a couple days ago. I figured it might just be something that happens to you every now and then. You should probably get that checked out. I know I wouldn't want somebody calling for an ambulance for me every time I had an episode. Going to the hospital sucks.
And now just, like, wondering, why didn't we mention to, like, Dr. Kelly that we've been having seizures?
Yeah, that's a good
Whenever we look at weird rocks.
She probably would prescribe a, don't look at weird rocks then.
Follow-up question, Dr. Kelly. Can I go look at the weird rock in your clinic?
No!
But I get going, still missing the stone here, finally stopped yelling at me.
That might be a little tricky. The doc is on the warpath up there.
I mean, there's a hole in the morgue. I can't imagine why, she might be a bit upset.
I refuse to take my medicine and she's not happy about it. But after I looked this up, there's no way I'm going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. So he's gonna look it up on his own if he don't figure it out.
That makes sense. Roxas American healthcare moment.
Yes!
Yes, definitely.
I went ahead and blocked my door, so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out.
You blocked your door? Why would your mom poison you? I don't want to be down here. I want to leave. I'm leaving. That's why I distract you until it's safe to leave. Are we supposed to pass time until it's safe to leave? You blocked your door. Wait, there's a staircase. We're in a basement, Reese.
Of course I did. I put a chair in front of it. It's never failed me before. Dr. Kelly cannot succeed against the chair.
$1K for a lift to the hospital. I'd rather just die. Yeah. Oh god, it's like the price of an ambulance ride is absurd. Especially given that it's like an emergency service, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
the American healthcare system is fucked.
yeah. Like, we live pretty close to a hospital.
Yeah, we
You
live
know?
right down the street. There's a hospital right down the
Like,
street.
within a mile.
But not everyone lives that close.
Yeah.
There's, like, you know, for a lot of people, an ambulance would be the difference between life and death, and, you know.
And, like, the one time that, like our dad had to take an ambulance,
Yeah.
like, was still, like, what, $500+ to
Oh,
go
yeah.
less than a mile to
Yeah.
the hospital.
And that was years back.
That was years
It
ago.
probably would cost a fucking, you know.
That was over a decade ago.
Exactly. You know the prices have gone up.
Like,
Because nothing's accounted for the inflation.
yeah.
Nothing.
It's absurd.
I don't need her coming down here to finish me off or whatever it is she might do now that I know what her treatment plan has been all these years.
Oh yeah, sleepover. Need to leave. Makes sense. Now we're just locked downstairs. What's your plan with that exactly? Is this time to figure out a game plan? Are we supposed to get out? I don't think you're acting rationally. Holding me hostage down here until what exactly? So I'm your prisoner.
How do you want to approach this?
Yeah. Oh. What is your plan, Reese? Like, you know, like I understand. Like, safety in a place that she can't access. I don't think we can fit through the window.
Do you remember what the thing was that she was giving him? It was like the stuff that goes in rat poison, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe it was some kind of like toxin, like
I want to say it was castor or something.
I think so. It was a nasty poison.
It was a nasty,
too.
like, yeah.
What was your plan with that exactly?
Maybe I was a little panicked when I found out what she was giving me. And she was upstairs, talking through the door, saying I should take my pills, and I took the few precautions I could. It's not ideal, but at least buys us time to figure out what to do. We should treat her as a serious threat. This might sound strange, but I think she's gone to some desperate lengths in the past. There are these weird memories I have. I always assumed they were just dreams or hallucinations, but now I'm not so sure. I think she used tranquilizers on me. Other times I've gotten too unruly for her. I don't know how much of those memories I can trust, but I'm starting to think that I should believe my instincts when it comes to the lengths she's willing to do to keep me under her control. We'll wait till she's asleep, and then we'll get out of the basement, and then we can figure out what to do from there.
Valid. What if she never sleeps? Have you ever seen her sleep though, Reese?
I'm not sure she's not some kind of vampire.
Why would your mom poison you, though?
I don't know. But the internet says that this is a castor bean.
Yeah.
It's used to make ricin, a super deadly poison that causes my exact symptoms. Death, usually. The thing is, I can't figure out whether she's been trying to kill me slowly, or if she just likes keeping me sick to be dependent on her. Either way, I don't think I've ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control, and she found a cure for that.
For heavens, we should be able to go to the cops. Maybe not the local cops, but a cops.
A cops.
Ricin is really bad. How are you not dead?
I don't know.
Just stubborn, I guess.
Yes. Maybe it's low enough doses. Maybe I've developed a tolerance. But I think the fact that I feel more and more alive by the minute is enough proof that she was keeping me sick. I don't need solid evidence.
We're street smart. We don't get the cops involved.
Yes.
What? We should get out of the basement soon. Get you out of here. Knows what she'll do when she finds out. What do you know? I think we should get out of this basement soon. We still have a Stella to find, after all.
Where would we go?
The woods.
The woods.
It's not full of dangerous ditchlings at all.
The only person I know who has a car is Kanika, and she's not answering her phone.
That's so good to hear, you know? I'm so glad that Kanika's not answering her phone.
I'm concerned. Is Kanika okay? I mean, she's fine, right?
She's probably asleep.
Yeah, probably. I don't know anyone else. I don't have any other family to go to. I never even finished high school. When I get out of this house, I don't know how I can make sure I don't wind up back down here.
You stay with me if you want, at least until you get on your feet.
I'm sure Tabby will be fine with that, right?
You can stay with me if you want, but not until you get back on your feet. We can figure it out together. One step at a time. Let's start by waiting out your mom and getting out of here. We'll figure it out together. You know?
You'll help me? I couldn't ask that of you. But I guess I don't have much of an alternative. Thank you, Mantis. You have no idea how much this means to me.
I'm sure after we find Stella, you can, hide in her house.
Yeah.
Then when Dr. Kelly inevitably comes looking for you there, we'll smuggle you to, like the Scarlet Estate. And when she inevitably comes looking for you there, we'll smuggle you back to Stella's house.
Just a big cat and mouse game.
You know?
A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or maybe the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo.
Probably.
It doesn't feel awful, to be honest.
What if your mom doesn't fall asleep?
You shouldn't call her my mom. As far as I'm concerned, she forfeited that title. I don't even think I should call her doctor. She's just some woman now.
What if Kelly doesn't fall asleep?
I can't wait for her to be in the rearview mirror of the rest of my life. If she doesn't fall asleep by 10, we'll figure something out. The windows are supposedly shatterproof, which she always said was for burglars, but now I assume it was yet another way to keep me boxed in. But we can try to break them anyway.
Try and break the supposedly shatterproof windows, I'm not sure if we'd fit through them.
Yeah.
Do whatever's you do to kill time, perfectly fine. They'll help me ignore my mounting anxiety. Chill with whatever. Just get with the flow. I'm chill with whatever. You know? I am tempted to say they'll help me ignore my mounting anxiety, though.
Say it, if you want.
Do whatever it is you do to kill time. Perfectly fine. They'll help me ignore my mounting anxiety.
I only do two things. Paint and watch movies. I doubt watching me paint would be entertaining enough to distract you. I'll just be leaving it behind in an hour or two anyway. So movie it is. I believe I owe you a showing of Shino-Chi Deathblood?
That doesn't sound, not
anxiety.
It doesn't sound like something that would reduce my anxiety at all, actually, Reese.
Too bad Reese only watches horror movies.
Yeah. Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed.
Let me know if it gets to be too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how others react to these sort of things I watch. I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managing to build is palpable in the room, or maybe that's just how it feels here all the time. Well, with the grisly paintings, the lack of lighting, the cinder block walls, and of course the fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs has been poisoning her son since his teens. I've seen a couple of this director's other films. They're all interesting, although this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings and then wind up trying back into the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the world that I find really engrossing. It's found footage used to its fullest. I can't believe that I just am able to do things from here on out. Like watch movies with another person.
A nice bit is that you can see the
little fangs.
Little fangs.
Yeah.
Get a bit more pronounced.
Or talk to people ever.
You could hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. There are so many flirt opportunities with Reese, because you only see Reese, like, twice.
Yeah, you only see Reese twice, so if you want to, like, try to get him as a love interest, like, yeah, it's like now or never.
Yeah. Extra small sweater showing stomach with the skinny jeans is some any 15 hipster vibe. He's just missing the circle glasses.
You know, Reese would probably love this wearing circle glasses. I think he'd like that.
Yes. Yes, he would. If he needed glasses.
He probably doesn't need glasses. Or maybe he does. Like, no, I don't know. Like with what his mother's been doing,
yeah.
You know?
But yeah, I could totally see him with, like, big circle glasses, too. But he'll be able to have a social life, and I'm happy to be part of it. To get ahead of ourselves first, we have to get out of this basement. Ignore him and watch the movie. Shush, I'm watching the movie. I gotta go with, let's not get ahead of ourselves. First we need to get out of this basement.
That's true. I shouldn't be counting my chickens. We still have to get past the woman upstairs. He tenses, his back straightening, his muscles clenching, so as he's reminded of the obstacle. Hopefully we can just wait her out. If not, he trails off. But his features soften once he immerses himself in the film. The man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless scream. The plot is really heating up. I love that there are all these distinct sort of vignettes. little pockets of horror that affect the smaller number of people. And only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible cosmic horror in its truest sense.
Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now, with the entirety of reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. I think the movie is too chill for you right now. Maybe we should just figure out how to leave. Is he feeling okay? You know, I think I better get going. Talking during movies is fine. Let him be just excited. Hello again, Pop Cherry. Hi, you're back.
Hey! Welcome back.
Welcome back. How you doing? Reese, you feeling okay?
I'm just jittery. I've had a really weird day, and I think being down here is making me anxious. I'm all hopped up on adrenaline.
Can't imagine what Reese on coffee would be like.
Oh gosh. Horrifying. Maybe waiting out the dock is a bad idea. The longer we wait, the more likely that she'll be able to figure out that we're onto her, and then it would be too easy for her to lock me up again, and be thorough about it this time. There's a knock at the window.
Oh, hi, Wayne. Hey, Wayne, your hand's a bit horrible. Mantis, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. Well, Cherry, I was just in a mini personal finances lecture with my 8P macroeconomics teacher. Her lore is crazy.
Her lore is crazy, huh?
Well, you haven't missed too much. We broke through the wall of a morgue, saw a magic rock, had a seizure.
Found out Reese's mom has been poisoning Reese with ricin.
Yeah. And now we're locked in the basement.
Yes.
Oh, and she may have used tranquilizers on him in the past.
Yes.
So. You haven't missed too much.
Liar. Hey, I'll be right back. Keep going. I'll be right back.
That voice. I know that voice. Is that who's been following you around? Without another word, Wade starts pounding on the supposedly shatterproof window. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside, we're surrounded. If I get out of this house, I won't be safe, you won't be safe. I mean, Wade isn't gonna hurt you, he doesn't hurt anyone. Why did he call you that thing? Being weird, man, you don't need to protect me? I think you might be overreacting. Why did he call you that thing? Because he's some kind of monster and he wants me dead. Can't you feel that? Murderous intent is practically oozing out of him. I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us, Mantis. The window shatters. As Reese stares at his clothing, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. You've picked a great time to pop back in about the cherry. Things are about to get spooky. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Leave us alone. In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off and Wayne along with it. So yeah, how you feeling, buddy? You got a tail now? And, Slenderman arms. Okay. Run for the stairs or stay where we are. Ooh. I think on my personal game I ran for it. Hi Mots, welcome back.
Whatever.
So,
I see. We're at this point.
So, run or stay? Reese has gotten a lot ganglier.
I don't know. He looks normal. What's going on in the bed? Normal things. Normal things are happening.
Paintings peeling off the wall and flopping onto the bed.
Normal things.
Normal stuff. Everything here is so normal. I think in my first playthrough I ran for it.
Okay, let's try staying.
What do you think? Did you stay or did you run?
I stayed. Like, would you say that you're close enough to Reese that you think you might, trust him enough to stay?
I mean, at this point I kind of feel that my character would just sort of look at Reese and go, yeah, that tracks at this point.
Yeah, okay, I'm starting to make some
The
connections.
ditchlings and the Tommyknockers and the Wraith. Stella's gonna be thrilled that she's best friends with the cryptid.
Yes. We aren't safe, but I feel strong now. I think I can save us. Stay here. I'll be right back. I just have to deal with the doc. He storms up the stairs, leaving you with his creations.
I might have chosen to stay last time, because I remember calling Tabby.
Oh, so you didn't run then?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Do you want to call Tabby again? Do you want to try and warn Kelly?
If I recall correctly, if you want, Tabby to be present when you run into Stella,
you would call her.
You need to call Tabby.
Correct. That's up to you if you want to do that.
It's really funny to call Tabby. Hey, Tabby. It happened again.
Tabby on the phone. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Diet custard stopper. Hey, where are you? At the clinic, I think Dr. Kelly is in danger. There's a monster on the loose. What do you know about Reese? He's transformed into a monster and is on some kind of rampage. Can you come pick me up?
Can you come pick me up?
Reese is gonna kill his mom. Also, he's a werewolf or a vampire or something. Clinic emergency scary. I love your ability to just, gremlin talk.
Yes.
really want to say, can you come pick me up?
Say that one.
Reese transformed into a monster is on some kind of rampage. Can you come pick me up?
What?
What? Don't move a muscle. I'm coming to get you. Your cousin hangs up the phone. You know, I'm gonna pop up and try and tell Dr. Kelly that she should probably run.
Yeah. You make your way back to the door that beckoned you yesterday. All the intrigue is gone now. You know where it leads. You know what secrets that stone is lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror.
Paintings.
Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there is a monster preparing to do something unthinkable.
Open the door.
You grasp the handle and turn.
Street smart, Dr. Kelly emerges from the shadows and levels a firearm in your direction. You instantly notice it's not a proper rifle, but some kind of tranquilizer gun.
Duck!
Huh? Wait, where? Don't shoot. Tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do.
I feel like I would just immediately duck.
Probably.
Do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud. It's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air.
You see the dart embedded in Reese's chest. He pulls out the tranquilizer dart from between his ribs, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're going to have to try harder than that. No, how did you... Oh, hi, Wayne.
Wayne just hopping through the window upstairs. As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh.
Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows from between the cracks in the wood, Reese's panic pulling in a mob of furious creatures to hold his enemy in place.
Hey Wayne, are you familiar with the video game Call of Cthulhu, the official game? Was it the official video game? I always forget if it has the word video in it or not.
I don't remember.
Anyway, the coolest part of that game involves being attacked by a monster coming out of a painting.
Yes, that was the best part of the game.
The entire rest of the game goes downhill from there.
It does, yes.
But you get to live that part out, Wayne. It was an incredibly frustrating part to play with. After it stopped being cool.
Yes.
Anyway, have fun with that, Wayne.
The artist darts away, but his creations continue their work in his absence.
Oh, that tail got a lot longer.
Yes, it did.
Got, like, almost full xenomorph there.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway as Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint.
Mom, can you come pick me up? Everyone's evolving into unknown horrors beyond my comprehension again.
Literally this chapter.
Yes. Right after Dr. Kelly, run to a nearby room.
What do you want to do? Follow Kelly or go to a nearby room?
I'm thinking follow Kelly.
Follow Kelly.
Run forward, braving the onslaught of Reese's creations, dodging them as best you can as you try to see where Dr. Kelly went.
The door in front of you is smothered in paint. Hey! Dr. Kelly's voice crackles from an unseen speaker. You, Mantis. I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help us. Help both of us.
You survived. What is going on? The hell is your son, ma'am? I'm sure Wayne can handle this. Not helping you. You're poisoning him. You deserve to pay the price. What, so you can keep poisoning him forever? What's going on?
I think you can probably put that together. I need you to get to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go do that.
You turn back around and head to the medical storage room.
I'm here.
Great. Now listen to me. I need you to use the black taped key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't going to cut it anymore. An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good. You should hear this. Mantis, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not going to hurt anyone else. Just her. And if I don't, you and I both know that she's going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? And shove me back down in that basement, or someplace even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now, better than I've ever felt in my life.
Apothecary says, young lady, if you evolve beyond my comprehension, I swear I'll...
Yes.
Yes, no.
I'm not dangerous. She's just scared because she knows that she finally has to pay for what she's taken from me.
He has a point, Doc. I'm gonna let you kill someone, Reese. Can't you two just get along? I don't feel I should get in the middle of this. I just want to go home. I'm on Reese's side. Sorry, Dr. Kelly. Wait and help me.
This is a hard chapter.
Yeah. What's worse is we're probably gonna have to leave off in the middle of all this nonsense.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm not sure if
Future
we'll
you is
get
gonna hate you
through
for that
this
one.
in time.
Well, it really depends on how fast you go through this and
Yeah.
when you want to cut. But have you decided what route you're taking in this episode?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, because, like, the in my game, I, like, recaptured Reese.
Yeah.
And, like, there are no good options.
There really isn't.
The only hard part of this chapter is me. Yeah, I had a feeling you would like this chapter, Apothecary.
I mean, the hilarious thing is the way to get the best ending is to have the trait hot. So
yes. To resolve this peacefully, you need to have the hot trait.
you need to be able to.
Boy, do I
flutter your
want to know what
eyelashes.
that looks like.
I need to make a. Well, we were gonna do.
Yeah, the next playthrough was going to be a hot, powerful build.
Yeah, we're gonna be big and hot.
So, like, if I recall correctly, there are, like, 3 outcomes. Help Dr. Kelly recapture Reese. Let Reese kill Dr. Kelly.
Yes.
And the third option that we've unlocked, because we call Tabby,
Yes.
is kill Reese.
Yes.
There are no good options, as there never is, with Scarlet Hollow. And, like, all of them are pretty bad. You mentioned that you had, like, were stuck with like this choice for like a while.
I was, because again, I haven't played with Hot Run, so there is no good option, and like all of them are like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
There is no even like the one that I would say is like the better option would be the recapture one, but then it's also like still like that's fucked up.
Yeah.
No, there is no non-fucked up option. I mean, like, to be fair, the other ones aren't like no non-fucked up either, but I feel like this is the most, oh, there is no good choice here.
Yeah. At least the other ones have like gradients of like, oh, that's an effed up like decision to make, but like there's technically a better one to choose.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Like making a decision like between saving like a human and a dog. There technically is a correct, like, you should definitely choose to save the person. However, I am saving that dog every time. Sorry, Duke.
I'm sorry, Duke. She's a good pupper.
And like, there's the, do you leave a bunch of, do you leave kids to like, die in a mine, or do you risk like your life to try and save them and get one kid maimed? Do you have like do you take on a curse? Do you have your cousin take on a curse, or do you both like just say let's leave?
I'll let the ghosts stay there.
Yeah.
Like generally like there's been a gradient. Yeah.
There's no best option here.
Not if you don't have the trait.
Yeah. Really? Mantis, I'd kill you, but darn. Dang. Oh. I feel like I'd still say I'm not gonna let you kill someone, Reese.
Right. So,
I'm not gonna let you kill someone, Reese. We could just leave.
you can just leave. Why not? She wasn't afraid that I might die. Does she know those tranquilizers aren't going to kill me? Does she care?
The bard build is too OP.
Yes, the bard build is too OP.
Okay, the bard build is, though, because, like, having the hot trait gives you, like, a flat bonus to everyone's opinion of you.
Yes.
Legitimately, everyone just likes you more.
Yes. You just have a 20 charisma.
Yeah. Again, Reese, we could just leave through the front door.
Front door is open. We can leave now.
I hope Dr. Mommy gives us a reward after this. The reward might be let's never speak of this again.
Yes.
Just like real life.
Just like real life. Trust me, Reese. I've always been careful with your medication. I want you to live. I love you. Tell yourself whatever lies you have to, Mom. If you wanted a good relationship, you had your chance. You decided to convince me I was dying instead of just letting me exist.
Nah, he's just got a 30K fursuit.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, Kelly, I don't think you're being very nice to your furry child, you know?
Yeah. Hey, Reese, Wayne, Reese.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
With the built-in corset.
Yes. He's a very specific type of furry.
He's a shape-shifting monster. Smash.
Don't try to spin it like some kind of crime of passion now that the consequences are staring you in the face.
Enough.
Reese cries out in pain. What the hell did you do on my shoulder?
I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. Wayne, we really need to have a word about whatever the hell you are.
You know, he's a whatever. He's an undead whatever.
I could take him on. Oh, you meant in a fight.
A fight.
I would like to say I don't think anyone's taking Reese on in a fight. Given a number of people in the fandom, you're not alone, Apothecary, on the taking Reese in other ways.
Oh, definitely. Oh, he is a favorite.
I crave human connection.
So does Reese.
Yes. Actually, you know, I didn't have keen eye this time, so I didn't actually get to see what Wayne did.
No.
That's neat.
That was meant to be pride.
The two stagger off down the hallway.
Quick, grab the tranquilizers and head to the safe room. What do you want to do? This is, you know.
So if I recall correctly,
Yeah,
I think you can grab the tranquilizers and then just not give them to Kelly.
that is correct. You can do that. If you want.
But if you leave the thing without the tranquilizers, you do not come back for them.
No, there's no turnaround option.
Do as she says, the tranquilizers are easy to find, marked with a small square of black tape to match the key. She's certainly an organized woman.
Mm-hmm.
Head for the safe room.
You make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the massive paint, sealing it shut. Hurry! I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her and into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly, although one of the little smears manages to slip past her.
Yeah, a little smear is right.
She stomps on it. Painted viscera splatters across the cement floor.
The little tiny splat sound. Just stepping on paint, really.
Yes. It sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before he gets here.
The number of locks on this door.
Yes.
That's interesting, because I had the exam then.
Yeah.
God, I wish I were that paint. I'm still contemplating what I want, like, my outcome to be.
That's up to you.
You do.
Like, the best of the worst options are to, like, capture him, but it's not a great option.
Yeah.
Like, you can choose one over the other, though.
The thing is, I'm also just like, you know, thinking like, well, what if he escapes? You know?
Yeah.
If he does manage to break out, like, he's gonna be pretty pissed off at you.
Yeah, probably. Marriage, obviously. The good end.
Yes. That's the hot trait, you know?
The hot trait lets you smash to marriage bells. Smash cut to marriage bells.
Yeah. You didn't walk me to the door after my exam earlier. You must have known I might have gone looking for something. Why didn't you make me leave?
She sighs. There's something about keeping a secret for so long. It makes you paranoid. It makes you do things you know are objectively wrong just to maintain the illusion of your life. It isolates you. And At some point, you just don't want to be alone anymore, whether you realize it or not. So you get sloppy. You leave things around you shouldn't, because that destructive little part of you wants to test the limits of how obvious you can be before someone is able to put two and two together.
Do y'all think I've riz?
You got this, Apothecary.
I'd like to say Apothecary. I like your chances with Reese. I'm not sure about your chances with Dr. Kelly, though.
That's fair. I think she's a hard nut to crack.
She's a hard nut to crack, and Reese is desperate for any sort of human attention. Boy is lonely.
Yeah, he is lonely. I mean, like, okay, but, like, Dr. Kelly's lonely, too. She's just, like, a tsundere, though.
Yeah.
I'm not blind. I can see that things are happening in Scarlet Hollow. Unusual things.
I'm not an idiot, Dipper. Of course this town is weird.
I mean, you're keeping a fae or something in your basement. I guess subconsciously I must have decided if there was ever a time to let someone else in, it would be now.
The only hard nut that'll be cracked.
Okay, I walked into that one.
Yes. Yes, you did.
I somersaulted into that one.
You dove into that one like an Olympic swimming pool. Tsundere mommy? Successful tsundere mommy?
Oh yeah, and she's a doctor, so you know, like, she earns the good bucks.
I guess she's a doctor in a tiny town in the middle of nowhere, though.
Okay, yeah, but she's definitely one of the better off people in the town. She lives in a nice big house with big giant windows, a big porch.
I think more of the fact that she can afford elephant tranquilizers.
Good point.
That isn't exactly something that, like, you know, most people would just have lying around.
Probably not. No.
Certainly not something a doctor would just have lying around. So, what's up with the even more cinder blocky room?
Old x-ray room, lead walls. After I realized this whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with special remote-controlled locks. Glad it could finally come in handy.
Let's talk Reese.
Yeah, I bet you have some questions.
Oh boy, do I have some questions.
Go ahead. I've got nothing else to hide.
What is Reese?
At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf. But if he is, he doesn't follow the kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do shit to him. You've seen what he looks like. It's just weird.
Locked in a bunker with Mantis, Mott's, and Dr. Kelly, Jerry, and LaCroix. It's so over.
It's so over.
Yes. This is not the kind of bunker you want to be locked in.
I think we can take the, 10-foot tall.
The 10-foot tall fey creature?
Yes. I don't know what else to call him. He's got like a horse face, but
Bat, like,
Even?
sort of membranes under, like, his arms. He's got a giant, almost segmented tail. I think
he's got like a segmented tail.
I think it's more that it's very bony.
It's probably, yeah.
But
because he's emaciated.
Yeah. Whatever he is, it's definitely the newest cryptid that no one's seen.
Yes.
I rolled seduce Reese. Never mind, I rolled a 1.
Add your charisma modified thing. A fumble is a fumble, unfortunately.
I would just like to say, off the chair, your DC was 5.
No! I hate when the DC is so low and you still fumble.
Yeah. It happens.
I mean, it's worse even if you would actually make it with the pluses, but a fumble is a fumble in most games, so... Oh, sorry. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to find out what happens to him, or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess that'll just have to remain a mystery.
I think the opportunity to study him while transformed passed many years ago when you started poisoning him.
Yeah, I feel like you crossed the bridge. Then that's a bridge you can never uncross.
Like, you know, if you had kind of sat him down and be like, okay, so, like, 12-year-old Reese, I know how to tell you this, but, you sort of turn into a horrible monster sometimes.
Yes.
And we should discuss that. I got a -1 charisma disadvantage. I rolled a 0.
No! No!
At least you didn't roll a -1. If you had a -2 on your charisma. Why would explore his body? Not mine. Was he have the? Actually, I want to explore his body too. So when did you find out about the whole sound of crashing outside? That.
A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes, then a few extra: thickened nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. I figured it might have some kind of genetic disorder. Had him checked out at a few specialists, but there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument, and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like he was now, just a couple inches and a few facial abnormalities, but enough to be noticeable. I was scared. He could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off, maybe a hallucination.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes, like, your teenage son gets all angry and shifts demon horns, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's normal.
It's a normal
Very
hallucination.
Normal. But the second time, it wasn't as subtle, and it didn't go away as easily. And that's when I knew for sure that this was something beyond my realm of expertise.
The relationship between you seems difficult. How did he not know what he was? Why didn't you tell him?
I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidents like this, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his doses, so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him.
So, about the poison.
Dr. Kelly sighs. Can we stop calling it poison?
Okay, ricin's still ricin.
Yeah. Yes, it's poison, but it's the act of me giving him poison. It was not me poisoning him. I was medicating his illness.
I don't think that this can be classified under illness anymore.
Yeah. It started when he was around 15. I'd been giving him incredibly high doses of clonopin, but his body kept adapting and symptoms would come back, especially if we ever fought. I couldn't keep ordering all those drugs. It was already suspicious, and I could risk losing my license, especially if anyone ever found out what I was using them for.
Yeah.
Someone approached me with a solution. I took it. And I've been dealing with the emotional and mental consequences of that decision ever since.
Who approached you and what did they say? Did they say, here, give him this what was it?
It was castor beans.
Yeah, give him these castor beans. He'll feel much better with them. Was their name Sybil by chance? Yeah, ricin would cure my cold. Ricin would cure my cold too. Damn it doesn't make it a cure.
Yes, exactly that.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that woman. But screw it. I might die here tonight, sure. I'll tell you. It was Sybil. I don't know how the hell she found out. Maybe Reese had an episode while he was over at her place. Who can say?
No love for elves, rock and stone in my heart.
I thought she was insane. She was telling me to give my son ricin like it was a mythical mountain folk cure for fussy teenagers.
I'd like to say, Lacroix, I unfortunately have never played Dwarf Fortress, so I'm not sure how to deal with the situation if there's a horrible monster in the building.
She was right, though. And I hate that. I hate the power it meant that she had over me. Still has. Don't trust her, Mantis. She puts on a sweet old lady act, giving people tea and talking about healing magics or whatever. But she's a snake.
I'm trying to remember. There was a moment when I was playing this.
Yeah.
That I talked to Dr. Kelly.
Uh-huh.
And she started talking, and I black out for
Yeah.
an entire piece.
I believe it was this part.
I think it was the part about Sybil.
I think it was the part about Sybil, yeah.
And I'm wondering if the reason that happens is because she compelled me to go to the clinic.
She did.
So,
And she had power over you in your playthrough.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she had power over me in my playthrough. I drank her tea.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but here I get, the full conversation. That's so interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've been saying this whole playthrough, I don't trust her. I don't
Just
know.
getting progressively less trusting of her. Was his dad similar?
It was his dad.
I don't want to...
Poor self-demon?
I don't want to presume, Dr. Kelly, but... did you, F an elf?
Yes. A strange little smile creeps onto Dr. Kelly's face. Oh yeah, she fucked an elf. I wish I knew. Reese just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day. I don't know how I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were really, actually kind of sweet. But they were just dreams. She definitely fucked with Faye.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, my period stopped. I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese.
The relationship seems a little strained.
Yeah, you could say that. Crashing in the background. He was such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I didn't know if I would be ready. But he made me love being a mom. And now I have to poison him.
Yeah.
Or now I choose to poison him. I don't really think you really had to poison him.
There are probably many things you could have done. Poisoning him sure was one of them. Chat, dwarves or elves? There's only one correct answer or your name's going in the book.
dwarves or elves as a preference, or dwarves or elves as, racist parentage?
I assume that would be as a preference.
It really depends on the world. Some worlds I prefer dwarves, and some other worlds I prefer the elves. It really depends on,
yeah.
What the world building and lore is of, each world that you're specifically, in.
Yeah. That's very true. That's very true. I'd like to say if we're talking like old school Tolkien dwarves or elves, dwarves. Sorry, elves.
Tolkien dwarves, definitely, yeah.
As for other worlds, again, it's very dependent on the world in particular.
Yeah.
I've seen people do really interesting things with dwarves and elves. I've seen people do really boring stuff with dwarves and elves.
Definitely. As a fucking race. Well, the crux to answer that would really depend on the world. Elves? This is voluntary.
You ever having a conversation about dwarves versus elves while some sort of 10-foot tall fey creature is fighting whatever Wayne is?
Yes.
Some form of undead, I think.
I'm trying to think of other worlds that have very defined lore set for dwarves and elves. I can't decide which one I'd like better in Dragon Age or something.
Well, here's the problem with Dragon Age, is that I have extensive notes and problems with every race in Dragon Age, and think that all of them are really interesting and they don't do anything with them.
We haven't played some of the more recent games that might have fleshed them out.
I know
more.
they've improved in some of the more recent games. I'm still mad at Origins. Anyway, we should get back to the game.
This is part of being a mom, too. Doing what you can to make sure your child is brought into the world isn't going to go around eating people. I don't think this is actually part of being a mom. No offense.
Jerry Knife Your Supporter alert. I have extensive notes and problems with every race. Out of context, that sounds very bad.
That gets clipped. Years and years later. You just have notes for BioWare in general.
Generally speaking, if it came out of BioWare, I have a long list of notes I'd like to give them.
Anyway.
So how do you know he's dangerous, though? I mean, the only one he's trying to kill is you. And, he's kind of valid for that. You were poisoning him for, at least 8 years?
Yes.
Remember, kids, it isn't racism if you hate everyone equally. I think that,
Is that misandering?
I think that's now misandering. You just hate humanity. Crux, you've never left your goon cave, you dwarf boy.
Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number 1. It's not like he's usually a violent kid. He's mostly just sad. But every now and then we butt heads, and that's when this side of him comes out. Imagine if this happens anytime he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine if he has road rage one day and turns into a 12-foot tall monster with a million teeth and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area.
Okay, I'm going to have to say, Dr. Kelly, you're definitely valid for being worried about that. If, the transformation particularly is stemmed from negative emotion, and if
anger specifically,
and if he can't actually control his rage, that could be a very serious problem.
Yeah, but in retrospect, she could have
she's certainly done nothing to help him learn how to
manage his anger. That's
or control the episodes.
That was always an option she could have chosen, but she chose medication and poison first.
Yeah. What the boy needs is therapy, you see?
He needs therapy.
Clifton is exactly what Harrier would say.
Yeah, he's dangerous. I said that way too casually, but
let's see. Doesn't mean he's dangerous. I mean, you are the biggest threat to him. Just kill him. He's been kind to me. What you're doing is difficult, but it's necessary. Do you think it might be a self-fulfilling prophecy? I can fix him.
I can fix him. If you had the hot trait, you might just be able to.
Yes.
I really want to see how that turns out. The next,
next playthrough?
The next playthrough, we'll get a chance to see that.
The ham sandwich.
The ham sandwich.
He's been kind to me. He seems pretty chill when he's not trying to murder you.
Yeah, and Ted Bundy was kind to people he picked off the side of the road, and then he slaughtered them.
Okay, I think that's a bit of a reach of a comparison.
It's a bit far to go from, my son is a gentle soul that, unfortunately
has a rage beast inside him.
Exactly. And here, a serial killer premeditatedly killed people. He's a really sweet kid most of the time, but I can't let that overshadow the violence he's capable of. I mean, all humans are capable of violence, though. Unfortunately, this one can turn out to be 12 feet tall when he's mad enough.
Yeah. What's the game plan, both short and long term?
Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers, then I lock him in here, and then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Then we all live happily ever after. Okay, I don't think that's gonna happen, though.
If you can't, as that worked before, if he manages to find a way out and kills you, they're just gonna lock him away again. There has to be some other way. It's just gonna make him feel trapped. Just kill him. I see no flaws with this plan.
Do you think she'll understand sarcasm?
I hope so.
Sarcasm, that's so Scarlet of you. It's okay, I know it's not a perfect plan.
I like to imagine that, when I say, I see no flaws with that plan, I sound exactly like Tabitha.
Yes. Just to full Tabby.
It's oh yeah, I can see I can hear the family resemblance now.
I can hear the family resemblance now. But it's better than the alternative being torn to shreds by my own kid, or having to figure out how to kill someone I love who may or may not be unkillable.
While we're at it, any other secrets you're keeping?
You have it all. You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this shit out loud.
Okay.
We're at decision-making time.
Yeah. You want to wrap the decision, do you want to essentially do the decision to end this like
Sordid affair?
yes, and the sword affair and this live stream, or do we want to put the pause there? And first thing next week is let's deal with the giant monster. Ooh. It's a question and a half there.
I feel like either way, there's probably a good likelihood that the next live stream is going to roll into the second playthrough, so to speak. I feel like either way.
There's a good possibility with that, yeah.
Because, like, this is very close to the end of the chapter. We have this decision, and then we have the stuff with Stella. And then that ends the chapter. Which would then just roll straight into us, starting the the powerful hot build.
Yeah. Let's go a bit further and see how.
Let's do it.
See how we feel.
You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence and wait for her son to make his way to you. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts into the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit, might be game time. Get those tranks ready. We have to get this door open before he crosses the hallway. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway.
I got to go anyway, lol. I'll catch you guys next time. GG's, Mantis, Mots, and Cherry.
See you, LaCrux. Hope you have a great day and a great week.
Hope you have a great rest of your day and the rest of your week.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah. Oh dear. Do you think he's mad? I think he's a little mad.
A little mad. Just a little.
And maybe a little dramatic.
He is such a...
He's a little bit of a theater kid locked in the basement.
Yes. Which,
You're saving the game. That's a good idea.
it's red leaves time. That means, save the game.
Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot.
I'd like to say, Reese, have you looked at yourself in a mirror? You're a little spooky.
You're a little spooked.
I think you could understand why she might be a little spooked. Oh, you can actually see, his shoulder there is it's got all these veins going on it.
Yeah, because Wayne did something to his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What are you gonna do?
This is again such like a this chapter is still such a hard choice.
Yes.
My instinct is still to try and keep as many people alive.
Yeah. So
Even if that means that Reese is in a horrible situation.
At the very least, as much as it sucks, maybe you could convince, there to be a peaceful solution to the problem. I don't know if that's going to be a thing in future chapters, but,
There is a peaceful solution. It's the hot trait.
Yes, it is the hot
which we don't have.
Before Dr. Kelly can fire, a different shot rings out. Reese's body is thrown to the wall. Shotgun in hand, your cousin rounds the corner, trains her weapon on his writhing body. Sure, it's fine.
I'd like to say, apothecary, this time you can be mad at someone else.
Tabitha, what are you doing here? Stop it. Let me sedate him. We can deal with this non-lethally.
Are you insane? That thing was trying to kill you.
We went.
Well, if I want to try and keep,
Reese alive,
I have to, not encourage Tabby.
Yes. You leap forward, placing your body between Tabitha and the whimpering Reese. His face is already trying to stitch itself back together as he writhes on the ground.
Nobody ever really describes about how horrifying the concept of total regeneration is.
Yeah, not many people, go into to thinking about that. It's probably very, very horrible. I mean, I feel like, Wolverine actually, delves a bit into that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Scarlet Hollow and Wolverine.
Pretty fucked.
Mantis, what the hell do you think you're doing? Kill him, he's still a person, don't you dare. Wait, I'm sure we can all talk this out. He's still a person, Tabby. Person by A, did you see his face? He's got a horse for a face.
Both of you shut up and help me drag him into the safe room, now.
Turn to see Dr. Kelly already pulling her son towards the open doorway. Tabitha swings the gun onto her back, huffily jumping in to help Dr. Kelly. It's not long before his regenerating body is sealed away behind the door.
Not exactly how I thought this would play out, but at least none of us are dead. If you've done any permanent damage to him, you're going to be the one paying for medical supplies, Miss Scarlet.
You aren't seriously going to keep that thing alive, are you? It's clearly dangerous. Makes you think you can keep it locked up.
It's my son, Miss Scarlet, and despite appearances, he is still human, and I prefer that you refer to him as such. And I've managed to keep him safely locked away and harmless for years. Sure, it'll be a little more difficult now that he knows about his condition, but the room is lined with lead. He's not going anywhere.
He's human. Are you sure about that? Are we talking about the same guy?
Trust me. I've done genetic tests. He is human, somehow. And it's my job as his mother to protect him and to protect people from him.
I will also say that keeping Dr. Kelly alive also means that if we ever get back on that blood sample...
Yeah. Ask her about it.
Ask her about that.
It's not a burden I take lightly. You don't have to worry about him getting out anytime soon.
My cousin's back. She's the only reason you're still breathing right now. He's not some monster. He deserves to live, Tabitha. He's a monster, but even monsters deserve a chance at life. The whiplash between these two. And what about when you die, Doc? What happens then? He's just a good guy. He's just misunderstood. Kelly paused time. Sure, we can figure out what to do about him later. I want to go home. Reese is a good guy. He just needs so much therapy.
Yes.
And we're gonna need so much therapy. Don't give me that line. I don't see why I could misunderstand about a guy who was clearly about to swallow both of you whole. I don't care what his feelings were when he was getting ready to make a meal of you. I care that he was capable of it.
I'm not going to debate with you, Miss Scarlet. It's none of your business. I can handle it from here. Now both of you get out. I have a lot of cleaning to do, and I don't feel like entertaining a couple bickering cousins while I do. And we leave the clinic.
Yeah.
Dr. Kelly slamming the shotgun blasted door behind you.
Shot her way into the building.
Oh no. That does sound like Tabitha.
Yeah. Do if you make your way to the bottom of the hill where Tabitha's car is parked among the sleepy houses of Scarlet Hollow's residential street. She places her gun in the trunk and turns to face you. You're alone right now? Is Stella still missing? I tried calling her a couple of times, but I kept getting her stupid voicemail. Yeah. Yes, let me think. It's a long shot, but there's a place that might be worth checking out. We're going on a hike. Freaking hell.
Yeah, there she is.
No, I'm more like freaking hell because I had a different pathway, if I recall.
Yeah, you did have a very different path.
I think I might have actually said I just want to go home in that last
yeah.
thing, because like in my original playthrough, I think we're in the car.
Yeah, you were in the car.
And then we see Gretchen.
Yes.
Gretchen like comes to the road. I think stopping here.
Sounds good. We'll do the last bit of chapter 4 and then start a new playthrough.
Yeah. Oh boy. The next part's sad.
Yeah, the next part is sad.
But thanks for being here. We're gonna have to.
We hope you guys had fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have to call it there. Hope you guys had fun. Apologize, I've got to go. Sorry, bye, y'all. Have a good one. Give Daddy my number for me, please.
That's okay, Father Jerry. We're just wrapping.
Yeah, we're just wrapping. I'll see about slipping your number into Reese's.
Slip it under the safe door.
Yeah, slip it under the safe room door. Thanks for being here. You know, hope you had fun. It was nice to have some people to talk to.
Yes.
During one of the definitely more stressful chapter conclusions. Before everything's about to get all sad. And here I hope that here I hope can get Stella and Tabby to talk.
Maybe. You probably will. You bonded with Tabby.
I bonded with Tabby a lot, but I didn't spend a lot of time with Stella.
That's true.
But I hope you guys have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
Laters.